Time now to talk one of my favorite subjects in the whole world of sports, a little Norman North football. We welcome in Norman North head football coach Justin Jones. Coach, good morning. How we doing?
Good, Josh. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. How's the offseason been treating you? How are things going?
Man, it's been fast and furious. So we go spring ball. We got 9 days in of our 10, and then turned around, went straight into team camp, went from there to 2 7-on-7 tournaments, and, our summer pride going the whole time. So today's our last workout, and then, these guys will get about an 11-day break before we come back and get, really get serious about fall camp and get ready to go for the fall.
How refreshing has it been, Coach, to get to do this again, to get to have spring football and summer pride? Because obviously, this time last year we're trying to figure out how we're going to play a season.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think some normalcy has been brought back. I know for our kids, kids are obviously resilient, but just getting a sense to be back and be around each other, every day. I think for us, it's, just kind of built that bond back, to where you were in small groups last year. And, I think there's a little bit more of an energy about us and just guys being able to train together, right? There's not a lot of substitute for that. And so it's certainly been nice and obviously still taking the precautions that we need to take, but getting back to normal has certainly been a blessing for not only the football players, but I think for the coaches and fans in general.
Offensively, what are we looking at in terms of signal callers, Coach?
Well, we've got two guys competing for the job. Gavin Frakes, who has really done a tremendous job, was really the immediate backup and did a great job last year behind Romaldo. Gavin's right now, kind of got that, set in the driver's seat with Cam Sixkiller being right next to him. Both guys are very, very capable. We're excited about what both of those guys bring to the table in the competition that we've had really up to this point of summer. And so it should be a pretty good battle going into fall camp. We haven't named a starter yet. Gavin's probably got the slight edge, but both those guys are still competing their tails off. And, it's been really fun to watch them interact with some new skill guys on offense, but also command the offense and operate the offense. It's nice being 4 years in a system where everybody understands the expectations and understands how we operate, and so now it's about, just getting some seat time for both of those guys to see who's going to eventually have the full-time keys to the car.
What do you need to see out of one of the two over the next couple of months for you to be feeling comfortable that you've got the right starting quarterback heading into the season?
Well, I think for us it's just consistency. That might be the key to everything, but a guy that's going to manage and not just manage the game, but understand how the offense works, both in the read game from a run standpoint, but then from the reads in the passing game and understanding what we're trying to do conceptually. And then a guy that's going to go out there and not be afraid to fail and go put the team on his back. And that's really what we're looking for out of both those guys. And they're both dynamic. Gavin brings, he's a big kid. He's 6'4", sitting just under 215, I think. And, really, really strong and fast, has a live arm. And so, Gavin's deal is he's got all the intangibles. It's just putting it together. And like I said, just driving the car and being consistent with it. And then, with Cam, the same thing. Cam is very, very cerebral. Again, another tall, lengthy quarterback that also has a live arm. And so, really both of those guys just looking for consistency and guys that can command a presence out there to really establish who we want to be offensively this year.
Skill guys in offensive line, who are some of the names to keep an eye on for you?
Yeah, I'll start up front because I think that's where it always starts at 6A. Obviously Walker Peck is a multi-year starter. He's got a couple of offers to go play at the next level, but he's coming back as a center, so he'll play at center and maybe a little bit of guard. We also have some other guys coming back on the offensive line that we feel good about. Riley Tatum should slide into a full-time position at one of the guards. And Weeble House will be another one. Got a young guy that going to be a sophomore that I think is going to eventually be a Power 5 offensive lineman. His name's Harrison Utley, also a tremendous baseball player that will probably start.
Uh-oh. Coach, you there? We might have just lost Norman North head football coach Justin Jones mid-breakdown of the offensive line for Norman North. I was going to ask him, too, the end of last season, first round of the playoffs, we got to see a crosstown clash over at Harv Collins Field, which was a little different. Curious to get his thoughts on that. Norman North head football coach Justin Jones back with us. Sorry, Coach, we lost you there mid-breakdown on the offensive line.
That's probably my fault. But anyway, we've got Walker Peck at center. Riley Tatum will slide in at a guard. Ben Weeblehouse. We've got a tremendous young guy that I think is going to be a really good football player and have a chance to go play big-time football at the next level. And Harrison Utley, who will slide in at one of the tackles. And then, the other tackle position, we have Bryce Christian and also Damon Hinchy who will compete. And so feel really good about who we are up front. You move into kind of the skill look. Obviously Chapman is the returner in the backfield. Chapman is as electric as anybody I've ever coached and will be a tremendous asset for us. Also at running back, Carson Sampson, Trey Laubach, and a host of other guys. Jackson Lundquist will see some time back there, both as a Y back and also in the slot. And then you move to the outside. Hayden Hack is going to slide over as a starter, as an outside receiver. He played every game last year for us as a corner and really a really good receiver for us. Braden Dorney, who will be a slot for us. Kaysen Cabanis will be one of the outside receivers. He'll be competing against, Zane Prater. And we also have some other guys, Poppy Del Moral, who I think has had a tremendous summer. Will have an opportunity to be on the field quite a bit. And, again, a lot of guys coming back, a lot of guys with experience. And so that should help us tremendously on the offensive side of the football. Defensively, Coach, still calling the plays? I am. We're transitioning a little bit. I've got a tremendous staff, and so obviously those guys all have a big say in what we do on defense as well. And so Matt Trulove, Josh Owen, Rob Willis, Taylor Geddes, all those guys are doing a tremendous job for us defensively. But still defense is near and dear to my heart, and you got to play good defense in this league, and so I'll still be a big part of that. But again, it's about the players and who we have over there. But excited about who we've got defensively. All right, so let's hear about some of these players, Coach. Talking with Norman North head football coach Justin Jones. Up front, we know it starts there, like you said, offensively, defensively too. So who are you looking at up front defensively? Well, I think the veteran coming back is Josh Coranda, just a mountain of a man who does a tremendous job of playing our zero technique, commands a lot of double and triple teams all night long. And so Josh is kind of locked in at that nose guard position. Both defensive ends are pretty open. Damon Hinchy is a guy that has a chance to play both ways at one defensive end. Parker Andrews, who's coming back from injury, has a chance to be at one of those defensive ends. And then we've got some young guys that are starting to really emerge there on the defensive side of the football that, we're really excited about. So, up front, feel really good. Still Aiden Deliri and a couple other guys that I think are continuing to try to cement their playing time there and will through fall camp. But, I'm really excited about who we are up front. When you go to the second level on defense, we bring back our leading tackler in Will Bradley as an inside linebacker. Duncan Parham coming back as an outside linebacker. Both of those guys are tremendous football players. Will's are going to have a lot of college baseball offers, but and then Duncan has a ton of different Power 5 offers to play outside linebacker and kind of an edge rush. And then, you go to our back end, really, really feel good about who we are. We return Gavin Anderson at one of our corners who really became a lockdown corner for us. Eli Moulton, who's back from injury, will start at one of the safeties. Mason Pace will play one of the safeties. And then really being able to play three safeties at different times. Jake Tadlock, who's also a veteran and a returner, will play some outside linebacker and safety as well. And so, got a lot of experience on defense, which is tremendous for us just because they understand the system and what we're trying to do. And that allows some other guys. Lane Painter had a lot of quality playing time that he'll be in the mix back there. Jelani Moses, Austin Vincent will also be guys that you hear at linebacker. And then the other corner spot, we've got a number of guys. Michael Ridgway, who has a chance to start there. Elias Battle will have a chance. Camden Pratcher also has a chance to play over there. But, we've got a handful of guys that we feel good about that can play for us defensively. And just that's probably where a bunch of our experience is returning. And so, defensively, really, if we can stay healthy, we'll have a chance to be really good on defense.
Coach, you're the best. I appreciate you taking time out for me as we work through the off season, or I guess for you it's kind of always the preseason this time of year. But can't wait, Coach. We're sneaking up on it, and before you know it, football season will be right here with us.
Hey, Josh, man, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys do a tremendous job of highlighting, especially kids in our area. But we couldn't do this job without you guys, and I can't thank you enough for what you do for our football program, but our players and our coaches as well.
Coach, we love it. Appreciate your time, and have a great weekend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Norman North head football coach Justin Jones. Justin Jones